Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
Break it down like this.
Hello, Internet. Gino, that's Gino here again with another episode of Deep Listens, and today we are going to be unpacking. Aha! What a transition! What an intro! I am joined, as always, by one Pete Busby. How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any packing fun facts. So how about an adhesive related one?
Oh, hell yeah!
You know, the invention of Post-it notes, they were invented by accident. They found an
Oh.
adhesive that just like sort of worked, but not great. They found it could stick to things and come off easily, and they were like, hey, you know what? Post-it notes.
They found they turned a mistake into a success.
Yep.
Like peanut butter.
Same with Velcro. Not a mistake, but an accident. Donuts, supposedly, but I think that's maybe apocryphal. And I think leotards, maybe, or spandex. Not so sure about that one.
I mean, ice cream cones were an accident.
Ice cream cones? That's a good one. Silly putty was also one.
Ice cream cones were they were serving ice cream on some other implement, and they ran out of it. They
It
had
was at
waffles.
the World's Fair. Yep.
Em, do you have any facts about adhesives?
I do not.
Mistress of
I
Games and Palladino.
hello. You preempted me, and now I can't do the bit I was going to do, so I'm
Do your
gonna
bit.
not do it.
Do your bit.
No.
Come on, do your
No,
bit.
I'm not gonna. No,
You got
I'm not
this.
gonna.
Do
No,
it.
maybe I'll do it next time. No, it's fine.
You sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Was it unpacking? Is that what did it? Is that
No.
what ruined it?
No.
Okay.
It was something I would have had to spring on you and not have any preamble for, and now I can't do it. So
Now it's gone.
yeah, we'll see what happens next time.
Okay, next time, I'm sure that in 1 to 2 episodes, when you remember to do it, it's going to be very funny.
And we'll have forgotten completely, rest assured. I can barely remember what games we've played.
That's true.
That's pretty bad. Also, although I do have something from the Game of the Year show, there was a game that I didn't remember at all. I forget which one it was, and you were like, "Didn't you pick that?" And I went back in the records, and I did not pick that game. What game was it? Hold on.
Pete, the one who picked Paradise Killer? It's Paradise Killer.
Yeah, it was Paradise Killer. I wasn't even on that show for some reason, so I don't know where I was, which is why I had no memory of it. So
did I pick it?
I think you did.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
We're sorry. We would never accuse you of picking Paradise Killer.
Yeah. How dare you?
Should have known better. Okay. Well, our normal plugs. You can get in touch with the show at Deep Listens. I'm just going to skip that part. Deeplistens.libsyn.com. We have our comment sections and deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. I had to actually let the phrase go through my brain so that I could get to the other parts. And reminder, you can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. And that would get you access to our Discord. At the $3 tier, you get access to the OG Songcast. Pete, what's next on the OG Songcast?
Oh, Gino, the next thing on the OG Suncast is a good one. We're all very excited about it, and I can't wait to tell you what it is in just a second. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I think 2001 Boogie Pop Phantom.
That's just words you said.
Yeah, you'll be shocked that I couldn't recall those instantly.
You smelled burnt toast? Okay. And can we lock in if we hit, so we were at 40, that got us to Mass Effect Andromeda. How do we feel about Duke Nukem Forever?
I think it's a good choice.
It's a good choice, Em?
We must.
Okay. If we get to 50 patrons, You'll play Duke Nukem Forever, which is a game that actually came out after 10 years or 15 years of development hell.
And it will double my testosterone instantly. Manliest game ever made.
Yes,
Oh no,
we're living.
can't play it. I've worked so hard to not. All right.
The blocker stuff it'll be okay. I
I'll
don't
just
think
up
that.
my dosage for a couple of days.
Yep.
They
We're
print a disclaimer on the box.
Yeah,
We're
I'm sure
moving
that
into more.
my doctor will not mind that.
You got to clear with the doctor. I'm playing Duke Nukem Forever. What? Alarm
No.
bells go off.
Why don't you just take steroids at this
Mm.
point? Oh man, yeah, we're moving into more stupidly manly times, and I feel like Duke Nukem Forever is of the moment. It's of the now.
I hear it's the Liver King's favorite game.
I don't know what that means.
Look up the Liver King. You'll get it.
Okay. So if you were to join the Patreon, you also definitely get access to Discord, which would perhaps land you on the Discord report.
The Discord report. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. This week on the Discord, what have we been doing? Let's see here.
One thing, we have some early runners for the out of context quotes of next year.
Mm-hmm.
We also, Pete, could you just go to the Assorted Memery channel?
Sure, Assorted Memery.
Yeah, can you
We're
scroll
all
up to
looking at the same screen. There we go.
Could you just scroll up to
Oh,
the
the
first?
house.
Yeah, could you scroll up to the first post of the day that I posted about a house?
About a house. What day is today?
It's a
Today's the
blue sky
6th.
post. Yeah, it just says none of you are prepared for what this house is like. Just go ahead and click on that. And
Have a
then
look at
look at the
this
Zillow
house.
link.
Mhm.
Did you look at this
Okay.
house, Em?
I did look at this house.
I like that house is in quotes. What is going on here?
It would be very hard to live in this quote house.
Yeah, it's not for living.
Oh God.
This is not for living in. This
Okay,
is
Pete,
for
paint a
having
word
people
picture
over.
of this house that is available for purchase in Grand Junction, Colorado.
It's a mausoleum with a chandelier and a set of cabinets that I can only describe as staring into the abyss.
Yep.
And it looks like an indoor or a below ground hot tub
Yes.
and a basketball court, if I saw through that door correctly. And it's just marble everywhere.
So,
My God.
Pete,
I
did
like,
you
okay, I
notice?
will say,
Yes.
there's one thing I like.
Yes.
And I don't want it in my house, but I like the way it looks, is the hexagon honeycomb ceiling lights.
Okay.
Ah.
I've got some important. There's one thing I think you failed to notice here. It's in the middle of the room, right in front of the jacuzzi.
The middle of the room, right in front of the jacuzzi.
It's
I just see more marble. Oh, what is that? Oh, I see it now. I'm sorry, I needed the close up. There's a floor to ceiling, and note these ceilings are, I don't know, conservatively 30 feet. A floor to ceiling stripper pole in the dead center of the largest room of the house in front of the hot tub,
which is the kitchen.
which is also the kitchen. Yep. I will add too, listeners, think about how much, picture in your head what this house would cost. Triple it, at least.
Yeah. So there, when you've got your kitchen with no refrigerator, that has a giant chandelier, a stripper pole, 6 televisions, and an in-floor jacuzzi. Pete, what do you think happens to this floor, this tile floor, when you get out of the jacuzzi?
Yeah, I can only hope that the marble wipes down easily, because this feels like a house that would get a lot of fluids on it of
I
various
think you can
kinds.
hose this down. I think this is a very
I
hose
hope.
downable.
I hope.
I like that they put a TV on one extra
Dear
wall just in
God.
case.
Yeah, there's 6 TVs that are arranged in the center of a giant window, and then on one side there's another TV, and then you scroll over to the next picture, and there is another TV just in case there weren't enough.
The basketball court in the garage. This giant
funny.
2-door garage. I just love. There are lights. I don't know if they're halogen or if they're LED, but what if you miss a shot?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It bounces up into the lights. Would you be surprised, Pete, to find out that this home was made for a drug dealer and was not
No,
finished?
drug dealer would have been a high guess. My first one would have been cohort of aspiring bro YouTubers.
Yeah, that's another
That
good
is
guess.
also a good get.
I just don't. Where do you sleep?
Yeah,
You just
it
you
says that
grind.
there's 2 bedrooms, but there's no pictures of bedrooms.
Don't see any of them.
There cannot be emphasized. There's no furniture in any of these rooms. There appear to be 4 windows in the house. Period.
It's just wall to wall marble.
Yeah,
My
it's
God.
very funny.
Colorado gets cold in the wintertime. Like your jacuzzi, if you turn it on, the humidity from the jacuzzi in this all tile home, it's just gonna be a oil slick everywhere. And did you also pick up? They're using like this stonework that you would imagine on like the outside of a house, this uneven stonework. Sometimes
Yeah, on
I've
the
seen that on
walls.
like fireplaces. They're using it on all the walls.
The stripper pole also, like not to dwell on it too much, is I don't know, 15 feet from
Yeah,
the stove and like kitchen area. It's not far.
no, and there's no refrigerator. Yeah, so that's what's going on in the Assorted Memory channel. That and
Yep.
ZP claiming that there's no story in Unpacking, but we will dispute that.
Yeah,
We will unpack that claim.
Yeah, and you,
It's
listener, can own this house in Grand Junction,
For a mere
Colorado.
at the low, low
$1.5 million.
cost.
Yep.
Mhm.
Wait, there's no landscaping of any kind.
No, it's surrounded by dirt and like a lot of it
Yeah.
too. You get a lot of land at least.
You
Mhm.
do, you do. They've got a picture from above of the land you get. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. Let me see. My shout out for the week. I've been watching Dan to Dan. Have either of you been watching Dan to Dan on
Okay.
Netflix?
I've been told it's good, and I haven't watched it yet.
It
Is
is
that
good.
is that the
Ish.
one with the granny?
Yeah, that's the one with
Okay.
Turbo Granny.
Turbo granny, thank you.
Yeah, Turbo Granny, and it's like a teen sex comedy that's also an anime.
Ooh.
But I'm not actually shouting out the show itself because the show itself, while good, it has maybe the best opening of a show I've seen in a good long while.
Mm.
The
Better
song is
than
very good.
Mashley of Might and Magic?
I don't know. I mean, this one, it's the song is very good. The animation is also very good. Creepy Nuts out here just knocking this song out of the park, which is the name of the band, Creepy Nuts. But yes, you should. If you don't watch the show, at least watch the opening for that 30 seconds to a minute.
Okay.
It is a never skip for me. A
Can
small
I
shout out.
Wow.
can I give a very late shout out?
Yes.
I just finished season 1 of Frieren.
Mhm.
Very good show and a lot of strong female leads, which is always nice to see.
I've been told I should check that out. What is the premise?
It's like a mage, an elf mage who like lives forever, basically. So she has trouble establishing connections, and it's like 80 years after they had their big journey, and she's like trying basically to make connections with people in a way that she maybe didn't do enough of in that first big quest they went on. But it's like a new set of people because it's been so long. She's lost her other, companions.
Okay. Oh yes, the pitch to me was imagine if the Lord of the Rings happened and Legolas, it's Legolas 100 years later, so everyone else is
Yeah.
dead.
Yep, that's pretty good summation actually.
Actually, Aragorn he lives for a very long time. He's 88 in the Lord of the Rings, and he would still be alive. Just saying.
Thank you for correcting me on that. I was
That's
really worried about
true.
what the Tolkien
So,
heads, the T
someone in the
heads would say.
comments is gonna get on us about that, so I'm gonna put that one
It's
out there.
it's okay. They would
Someone's
have corrected me
probably
in Elvish, and I wouldn't have
yeah.
known what they said.
Honestly, like knowing Tolkien heads, somebody's probably gonna actually actually with like if you read the real lore.
It's 88 years if you keep time in terms of your Earth sun. Middle Earth
Mhm.
moved at a different. Okay.
Actually, we know that Aragorn from Lord of the Rings lives to be 210 years old, so
That's pretty old.
yeah.
Good for him. He's probably a lousy hang 80 years after the events of the show, though. The movie, the books, not the show. I'm sorry. I would never say show. Novels. Speaking of unpacking how old Aragorn is,
Nice.
Unpacking is the video game we played this week.
Mm-hmm.
Pete, you picked it. What's it about?
I mean, it delivers on what it promises. Unpacking is basically a game where you follow one person. All signs point to a woman, but you don't know for sure, I guess. And you follow, I'm just going to say her, you follow her through various stages of her life as she moves from home to home. And each time she arrives at a new place, you're greeted with a whole bunch of boxes. You know, you never see her really or hear from her very much. And basically, you unpack her possessions into this new home. And as you do so, you learn things about, you know, her life, the lives of the people around her, and just sort of what's going on at these various points in her life.
Yeah. So it's a little bit puzzle game. You're unpacking these boxes, and all the things have to go into certain places. And it's part kind of narrative experience. So I guess let's start out from a mechanical perspective. What did you think, Em, of unpacking the stuff in Unpacking?
Um, what did I think of opening boxes and taking stuff out?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. Um, I think that there is a very like this is sometimes described as a Zen puzzle game. Um, it's very much like contemplative and you're taking stuff out and sometimes you know where it's going to go and so you just put it in its place, and then other times you don't know just yet what you're going to do with it and so you just like throw it on the floor or something. um and you never know what is the next object you're going to take out, so there's a very uh it's a little surprise every time, and sometimes it's something that goes in the room that you're in. Like, say you're in the bedroom, it's like plushies and things like that. And then other times you're in the bedroom and then you take out like a toaster. You're like, well, this
Yeah,
doesn't go
bedroom
here.
toast. Sure.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Did either of you ever have difficulty figuring out where something went?
I can think
Mm,
I can probably think on like one hand the number of like really truly difficult moments there were. But there was one we'll probably get to in the story section where you have to hang a diploma. That was the one I had the most trouble with finding a spot for.
Okay. Yeah, the only one
mhm.
I mechanically had trouble with was there was a drying rack for dishes.
Yeah, that was big,
Um,
like large.
it was large, and I wanted to put my soaps in a spot that made it so that the drying rack didn't fit. I kept trying to find where to put my soaps so that the soaps were okay. Um, and that was a problem. But I figured it out. I just, for a while, was like, this is a drying rack, right? Why are none of these options? Nothing works.
It was
Um,
next to the sink.
I know it was supposed to go next to the sink, but I had soap next to the sink, and it wouldn't let me. I had to put the soap in the sink.
Put it on the other side of the sink. There are two sides to the sink.
Oh, that wasn't
This
what I did.
this
Okay.
this question, I mean, I think this gets to an interesting point about the difficulty. Is that I think the game gets a lot more interesting and also slightly more difficult if you think about what makes the most sense, right? Like it's easy to just sort of like toss things wherever, but then you start to think like, all right, by all appearances, my person is a graphic designer or an artist of some sort. What would they want close at hand on their desk? What would make the most sense as a workstation for them? If you start asking questions like that, the game gets more interesting.
Did you do that? How did it change your gameplay if you did?
Yeah, I basically approach this saying like, okay, I'm not just unpacking boxes, I'm creating a space. So I started thinking to myself, if I lived in this space, where would I want all my stuff to go? And I'm like, oh, I want my desk. I probably want a couple little trinkets on there, but not too many. You know, if I were an artist, I would want my, you know, pastels or what have you close at hand. I put my notebooks all together in the same spot so it looks right. Questions like that. Like I put my yoga mat under the bed because I don't like yoga, so to hell with it anyway.
I
Yeah,
want all of my stuff spread around my floor. Just piles of garbage all on my floor. Um, can't do that. It doesn't like it if you do that.
It will. So there's a right answer at some level. The game will tell you if something's in the wrong room or in an inappropriate spot within that room with a red outline on an object. And it'll basically say, like, look, you can't move forward until you put these things in the right spots. So while there is a lot of flexibility, there is a right answer at some level.
yeah. It's interesting to me that they've got hard and fast rules for just some objects, but other ones you can put wherever you want. It's interesting. Like, or I shouldn't say wherever you want. They're pretty flexible with some items, and with other items, it's like there's one correct place for this.
Yeah, like books you can almost slap down wherever, so long as there's like a shelf you can put them on.
Hmm.
But there's certain like cleaning supplies they're fairly specific of. Like I think the only place I found that those work is really under the kitchen or maybe the bathroom sink.
Yeah, yeah. The cleaning supplies. I found there's a situation, a bathroom crunch, let's say, at one point, and when that happens, it really wants brushes and things on shelves, and there's just not a lot of shelf space. That
Mhm.
happens sometimes. Yeah, it's interesting. Um, did I, did either of you find this game to live up to its kind of cozy game or Zen game selling point? Because I feel like that was a lot of the dialogue around this game when it came out was how cozy it is and how comforting.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I picked it basically as like an offshoot of Dorfram Antique. You know what I mean? Like they're very similar in their way. I don't think it quite lives up to that level. Maybe because things aren't tiny. I don't know, there's something like peaceful about tiny little trains and boats roaming around. But the other piece that sort of disconnected me was the music. So the music's very good, but the levels are long enough that it repeats. And when it does repeat, there's this long sort of like, 20, 30-second pause of silence. Very minor thing, but it annoyed me, so I'm going to mention it.
Fair. Did you find the cozy game moniker to hold up here?
Yeah. I mean, having only moved so many times, I do not have a lot of stress around the process. So, or at least I'm pretty far removed from the last time I moved. Um, so I found like the actual act of like unpacking boxes very nice. Don't look at my actual apartment that still has the boxes from when I moved last. Um,
I've seen them.
yeah, listen, buy me a bookcase.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who has moved more frequently, I get stressed from unpacking because it means you uprooted yourself, and because I've done that a bit over the years, um, I found this game stressful, actually,
Mhm.
significantly stressful, because the act of moving and unpacking and the life that is being told here, and I guess now we can kind of transition to story. The way this game unfolds story is you are always in a new room, and they tell you kind of the year that you're in. So you start with 1997, which is like a children's room, it would appear, and you're putting all kids stuff, drawing stuff, and then when you complete the level, it says I finally got my own room. And you then keep moving on, right? Like there's moving into your first room. Then the next one appears to be college. Then after college, it looks like you've moved in with roommates. And it keeps kind of slowly progressing. And I don't know, it just for me, it's always been a pretty big experience when I move out. It's been a pretty emotional experience moving out from someplace and moving into a new space that's empty. And this game just brought back a lot of those emotions. Um, for me, which it was cool. obviously that a game that is in this way quite small and straightforward. Like it's not a long game. It's very elegant in terms of its design. There's not much fluff beyond the unpacking. Um, and it was still able to evoke something, so that's cool. But also, I don't have positive association, so I wasn't expecting a game that is described as cozy and zen to make me sad, but it did.
Hold on a second.
Hmm?
You're talking about the story and such. There's no story in this game.
Okay,
There,
Imagine if there was. If you thought
okay.
that there was a story, what do you
Uh-huh.
think it might be?
People moving into places.
Yes.
So the reason I mentioned this, uh, not to call out our beloved community member Chris Zombie Pie Redacted,
Beloved
um,
host of Off the Deep End.
beloved host of Off the Deep End. Um, he doesn't listen to this show, so I don't have to gas him up. So ZP says in the Discord, we were talking about how when I finished the game, I was like, "Oh, I'm crying." And ZP says, "Game doesn't have a story; it's a puzzle game." And then he says, "I didn't pay any attention to the story and just did the puzzles. I saw the ending image, made me realize it had people." And I was
What?
like, who, whose stuff did you think you were unpacking?
Yeah.
Like there were years on it. You unpack the same stuff and it changes sometimes.
Yeah.
And DP says it's a good puzzle game and there's no text or dialogue.
All right.
So
Okay.
So,
So
all
Pete,
right. Yeah.
okay, first refute and then I'll steer.
Yeah. First, ZP's a lunatic. Here's obviously like, I mean, philosophically, there's whole schools of thought about how humans leave an impact on our lived environment. Like if you can walk into somebody's home, you can tell one, sort of who they are based on the stuff they've accrued. And two, just in virtue of being a physical being, we all leave imprints in the world around us that attest to our existence. I'm not coming up with any of this. This is a long-standing philosophical tradition. Second, I can walk you through right now, if we'd like, the major stages of this person's life throughout this entire game based
Please
on their
do.
movements. Sure, I would love
Pete,
to.
Pete's so mad.
I'm furious. So you start off, it's a young girl's room. Her family has just moved such that she now gets her own room away from her, I think, little sister, based on the pictures. So you're in that room first, after which she then, I might be skipping some steps, but please fill in any spots I missed. She then moves away to college.
Yep.
You decorate her college dorm. She lives as a college student. She then moves in with two other, again, I'm assuming based on what I'm seeing, women, it seems like. After that, she then moves in with her, I think, boyfriend, based on it being a very male coded room.
Yeah.
According to my girlfriend, only guys have dark sheets because they can get them dirty and it doesn't matter. Apparently, women prefer white sheets. Again, this is what I'm told. So I
I
think it's a
feel like the
man's
dead
apartment.
dead giveaway here is his stupid rock posters and guitar
Yeah.
stuff in his living
Weights
room.
his
in the living room too.
Yep.
his aesthetic, well, we could talk about it when we delve into it some more,
Yeah,
but
we will.
everything about his aesthetic is like uh you are not old enough to be dating this man.
If I had seen protein powder on top of the fridge, I would have known for sure.
There is protein powder. It's in a drawer.
Oh, well, I mean, a drawer. Who puts it in their drawer? It goes on top of
All
the
right.
fridge.
Um,
So she moves in with him. It doesn't work. They split up, after which she moves in with her parents. And then moves out again, rises like a phoenix from the ashes, moves to a new place. After which, I think her new girlfriend moves in. So you can
Mhm.
see something changing about her, story progression, character progression. She learns about herself and what she needs. And then together, this wonderful new couple has a child and they move into their forever home together. And that's the story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I feel like the big inflection points. Are there any levels in particular, M, that you want to call attention to?
Hmm.
Seems like the boyfriend level.
The
Oh man,
boyfriend
We all
level
have
is gonna
feelings.
be. We're gonna have to
I would love to talk
unpack
about that
that.
stupid bachelor pad.
Please do, Pete. What about this stupid bachelor pad?
Well, Em, I don't mean to stamp on your opinions too. If you want to lead us off,
So let's discuss this level. That is the so this is after the moving in with the roommates level.
Mhm.
One of the things that I noticed about that was you can't like move other people's stuff around. You kind of have to fit your stuff in around theirs, um, which isn't present for the boyfriend level. You can move his stuff around. And one of the first things that I found that you kind of have to move around is when you open the underwear drawer, and in order to make space, you need to move his stuff around uh, in order to just open up a drawer that you can put your stuff in. Um, so you get an achievement for that also for sorting the underwear drawer. Um, and yeah, then you have to like go around this guy's apartment and start putting stuff uh basically in the little areas that he's blocked out for you to
yep.
live in. Um it's it's very the red flags are so so red. Um y- we want to talk about the diploma. The diploma is the big
I would
one.
love to.
Yeah.
So
Um Go ahead.
as M says, no effort has been made to make you welcome or clear space in this man's life for you, such that you're trying to hang your diploma, an excellent achievement. And I don't know if y'all tried this. The first place I tried to hang it, because it's the only spot too, was over the toilet in the bathroom.
Oh no, I didn't try that.
I did, and you can put it there. The game will allow you to, but will mark it as wrong. After which,
Hey,
the only place I could find to put it was under the bed.
yeah,
At
I
which
put it
point,
in the closet. There's like a very
okay,
small gap that you can put it in.
either way, at that point, I mean, I had my inkling, my doubts about this relationship to begin with, but once I put my diploma under the bed, saying my as if it, whatever, I'm the protagonist. Once I put my diploma under the bed, I knew instantly we were going to break up shortly.
Mm,
Yeah, yeah. That's really the thing is all the other spaces you go into, even the one with the roommates, it seems like there has been ample space left for you to put your stuff. It's not
Mhm.
hard to put your stuff away. There's enough room for you to do everything. There's a workspace kind of set aside for you, so you're an artist. You can put your art stuff, and this is a space that is just big enough for this guy.
yeah.
Yes.
And it seems like almost every single thing that you put away is an imposition. Um,
Hmm.
I feel like there's the most oops, you put this in the wrong place warnings.
Yeah.
Beyond just the diploma, like some books, some video game stuff, like a lot of the stuff you bring just doesn't fit. Also, aesthetically, it doesn't fit either.
Hmm.
Your stuff is very cutesy and generally lighthearted. And this guy loves blacks and metals, and uh, I guess it's very minimalist design too. It, it is a very cold space that you're
Yes.
in.
It's a very stark contrast as well with the later level where your girlfriend moves in with you,
Hmm.
and like she's got her own organizer, she's got place for all her shoes. Like it's very clear that there's enough space to put all her things, you know, plate drying rack aside.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. This is also one of the only levels that does not have a desk for the main character.
Yep.
Yes.
Um, which she's a visual artist, so she has a lot of like she has the Copic markers and stuff like that, drawing tablets. Um, and in this one, you basically have nowhere to put them. You got to put them on like one tiny side table. And then I think the laptop I just put on the bed
Yeah.
because there's nowhere else to put it. Like,
And it's also a
yeah.
fancy city apartment too. Like it's one of the
Mhm.
only places where you can actually see out a window, and you can see that you're in a high rise, uh, which is very much a different aesthetic than all of the other locations you move into.
I will say too, I mean, maybe I should have brought this up when we were talking gameplay or stress, but I did find myself more stressed out with more space. That like,
Mm.
oh,
Yeah.
suddenly I have to decorate this huge house. Like, how am I going to fill all this? Which I don't know, feel like says something about consumerism, probably.
Definitely something. Did y'all feel the Were there any levels that you felt other than the boyfriend level? For me, the when you move back in with your parents,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just get access to your starting room and a bathroom. And I really liked the little bit. Do you remember what you have to do with the picture of you with the boyfriend?
No.
That one I put in the there's like a little cabinet to the side. Um and if you look at the picture, you have put a push pin through the boyfriend's face. I put that at the bottom of that little cabinet and just sealed it away forever.
Yeah, so I put up all the pictures, right? Like you've got a bunch
Hmm.
of pictures, and I put them out. If you leave the boyfriend one there, it will mark it in red, and it
Yep.
makes you put it inside of something in a way.
Yeah, so you cannot see it.
Nice.
Makes
That's good.
sense.
Yeah, if only there was some sort of story so we could understand the significance of that.
I don't get why this
Wow,
picture's
weird.
different.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
cursed.
understand,
I'm just bad at puzzle games, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah,
But
but
we're communists for saying there's only one way to play the video games.
I
The other one
love.
that
Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I should say the other one that got me was when I found the nursery in like the
Hmm.
last level. And suddenly I'm like, oh, like not only are they together, like they're starting a family. And I don't know, maybe there were clues before that, but I didn't pick up on anything until I actually found the room and saw how, this new person coming in affects their space.
I
Hmm.
I also really liked how the
Yeah.
stuffed pig, kind of moves from space to space, and it starts out brand new, gets dinged up, gets patched by the end. And
Hmm.
you kind of see the journey of these items as they wear and tear more. There's the hen and her chicks. You get a new chick every time you move. That's very cute. You also can see you get souvenirs as
Yep.
well. That shows that this person's been traveling. Like you get an Eiffel Tower, you get a um, windmill, and all sorts of stuff over time. Um, I also liked that when main character starts dating their girlfriend, like all the plants and all the colors and all the schemes, they feel additive instead of two clashing uh, philosophies or aesthetics. They have similar tastes but not the same taste, which I liked. It's a cool thing to that it all ends up working out in that way.
Yeah. I do want to talk about that pig,
Yeah.
because seeing it go through, uh, I was very worried, particularly around the boyfriend level, that
Yep.
something was going to happen to that pig.
Mm.
And I was like, if anything happened to this pig, I'm gonna burn this place down. Um, and I I was very happy to see it in the following level, 2012, moving back in with your parents. And then when we got to the final level, the 2018, I was like, the pig is not in the bedroom. And then I didn't look at the map. There's like a map you can look at. So I was just going basically like left to right for going to rooms and unpacking things. And then I got to the baby level, and that made me start getting misty. And then you open the box and you take out a couple things, and then the pig is in there. I'm like, uh,
She's giving the
and then
pig to her kid.
yeah, the pig goes in the goes in the what is this? The crib.
The baby
And
gets
like,
the pig.
"Ugh." And then there's her partner has a tiger, and then you can like put the pig and the tiger in there, and then you get an achievement for putting the pig and the tiger together. It's very
Yeah,
cute. Yeah.
fuzzy
Uh,
friends.
yeah. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I think it's really elegant how this game
mhm,
tells a story largely without words, and
mhm,
it does have a little blurb at the end of every level. Like the picture of the house goes into an album, and then the album has a blurb on it, and that's really cool. But yeah, other than that, you're just all figuring out through gameplay the
Yeah.
movement through this person's life, and it's very
yeah.
interesting.
You also you can when you finish a level, you can make little sort of like scrapbook entries. You can
Mhm.
put stickers you've unlocked, and you can also watch replays and gifs of your performance. I did that the first level just to see what it was all about, and then immediately ignored it every subsequent time.
I didn't know you could do like stuff on the scrapbook, but that's cute.
Yeah. Any other thoughts about unpacking that we haven't covered?
Oh man.
What'd y'all think of the end credit song? Thought it was cute. Nice little lighthearted way to finish things.
Hmm.
Yeah. For I I was gonna say for a game with no words, this or no like dialogue spoken or written most of all. Um like they do a very good job of like narrativizing like as you're taking items out of the boxes was where I noticed it. Um because they are choosing like basically how you can open these boxes and what you're going to take out next. Um, I don't think it's randomized.
No.
Uh, so there's a very deliberate like you find one shoe and then you don't find the other one until like a box way later. Um, so stuff like that where it's kind of like uh, very deliberately painting how this character is doing the packing that happened before this, uh, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And just seeing every aspect of the character, like through like all the books that she's taking with her, um, like the uh, particularly there's like the menorah, so we know
Yep.
this character is Jewish. Um, just
You also
yeah,
when the girlfriend moves in and you unpack her stuff in the kitchen, there's a
mhm,
lot of stuff associated with Asian cuisine. I mean, you pull out like an
yes,
actual um, dumpling
Rice
steamer.
cooker and a steamer.
mhm,
Yeah.
yep.
So I mean, you learn a lot about the characters just based on
Mm.
what they have.
Yeah. Um, my wife has also brought up that the character starts to use a cane in the later levels, and there's like hot pads and things like that. So
Hmm.
it seems to have chronic pain.
I didn't pick up
Um,
on that.
yeah,
Yeah, I picked up on the cane. I thought it might be for the aesthetic.
mm,
Probably
and
not.
yeah. So in the later levels, you're also putting stuff in the bathrooms, and I think she had like pain medication um, in more frequently uh, in 2015 and 18. Um, unclear if this was caused by someone speculated this in there was a AMA with the creators on Reddit, um, and someone speculated that the boyfriend had some like uh, cause
Hmm.
to why she is in physical pain later in life. Uh, I think that's a little extra jump. I don't
Yeah.
know if there's evidence towards that. We do know the breakup was bad, but I don't know if it was that bad.
Yeah, he's clearly a
Um,
jerk of some variety, but there doesn't seem
yeah,
to be anything to suggest he's violent.
yeah. Um,
No.
mhm.
I want to add
So,
too, before
mhm.
we sort of wrap up here, is I watched some YouTube videos for this one, and I can't think of like a more infuriating game to watch other people play Then this one, it's like watching somebody like put your stuff in the wrong spot. Like there's a part later on where you take out a bunch of refrigerator magnets.
Mhm.
And first off, this person didn't realize they were refrigerator magnets and just tried to put them in a drawer. And I was like, you idiot. They're obviously magnets. But the magnets will also spell out 1 + 2 = 3 if you put them in the right order. And they just put them in a hodgepodge all over the fridge in no discernible order. I was furious. Never hated YouTube more in my life.
Well, let me tell you, I didn't put 1 + 2 = 3. I put 1 + 2 = love,
Wow.
and I got an
Aw.
achievement for it.
You did?
Yeah.
This is why
Hmm.
America's losing in STEM, Gino. Nonsense like that.
See,
Sorry.
the first refrigerator that you can put those onto, I thought wasn't wide enough to put the whole equation. So I put 1 + 2 =, and then I couldn't fit the 3, I thought. And so I put 3 below it and nothing happened. I was like, I thought that was right. Maybe I'm the wrong one. Maybe the math is uh, different, but it was just this, like I had to move something over slightly. So,
Mhm.
mhm.
Could you imagine playing this game in stripper pole hot tub house? Put everything on the floor around the
There's
place.
nowhere to put it.
Everything floor. Everything. That's the only option. It's that or in the hot tub.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not going
you've
to put it
got
on the basketball
cabinets.
court.
There are cabinets that
Yeah, but you
are
need a
way too
ladder
high. Yeah.
to get to the second one.
What, you don't want the 15-foot high cabinets?
Mhm.
Man, it would be very funny if they had like a library ladder on a track
Just
around the
walk
corner.
along.
No?
That would make a good DLC for this game.
Zillow mistakes
He
unpacking.
moves into the the hot tub drug dealer den.
Doesn't that really complicate the narrative?
Yeah,
Now
really
I
takes a right turn.
now I want Zillow travesty unpacking.
That'd
Mhm.
be good. That'd be good expansion pack.
Yeah, they were asked in that AMA, like, "Hey, are you gonna make any like spin-offs or like DLCs?" And they were like, "No, this is a complete story."
Yeah.
It having there be like a fantasy version would really like take something out of it, and I agree.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd do as
What
well.
if they were in
keeping
a stripper pole hot tub den?
it. The only exception would be if there was a stripper pole hot tub den. That's the
Baby goes in the second
2025.
bedroom.
2025.
Oh boy.
Oh man,
Um,
that jacuzzi in the floor is not baby safe.
No,
no.
no,
Well,
you
that
can't
baby
baby
will be
proof
like
that.
7 now, so
Still a
I mean, I don't know
drowning.
if
it's old enough for hot tubs.
wall-to-wall marble floors feel a little dangerous too. I mean, you take a spill while you're learning to walk, and that might be the end right there.
I want
That's
a
what the
drowning
pole is
hazard.
for. It's to hold on to while you're getting out of the hot tub.
It's a safety feature.
Yeah.
I really want a drowning hazard in the home,
Yep.
personally.
I don't want to go outside to have a mortality accident.
Yeah, I want to find a tragedy when I get up in the morning on my cold ass floor.
Oh boy. Well,
That's
that's
unpacking.
that's unpacking.
Yep.
You played it. Em, I believe it is your turn to pick next.
Oh boy. Okay, so I could pick.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to
Yes.
interrupt. I would like to point out that I was the one to pick the first game with lesbians of our new
Oh
year.
yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, I
mean
was
to, but glad I
I
did.
was gonna say I didn't know that going into this game, and then I got to that level, and I was like, "Haha! I win no matter what." I said in the Discord. Let me find my actual quote because I thought it was very funny. Um, I said, man, video games are great. They should think about making some for straight people sometime.
And that's why we're playing
Uh,
Duke Nukem Forever.
Hey, I could do that.
Like your masculinity, good and toxic. Duke Nukem Forever.
No, thank you. I'm gonna pick a game that the only reason I'm picking it is because it's left over from a previous year. I don't know if it was the year of torture or not.
What?
I don't think it was, but I'm going to go back into my Steam library to get the full title. All right. Yep. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it out of the way. This is a game that the only way to have experienced it prior to this release on Steam was reading a basically let's play written in text and screenshots on somethingawful.com. This game didn't come out in America for a while after that.
Oh no.
We're gonna play Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, the first Danganronpa game.
Danganronpa. How does one spell Danganronpa?
Danganronpa, DANGANRONPA.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Trigger Happy was the second half? I gotta write this down because
Trigger,
we'll never
Trigger
remember it.
Happy Havoc. Danganronpa is the main title. So if you
Gotcha.
can find that, I'm
Okay.
being very merciful by not picking the second one because this, although that is our usual style, this is a series that absolutely has no like way of taking it out of order.
Oh,
It will
man.
make absolutely no sense.
Are there more characters in this game than there are Sentinels in 13 Sentinels?
I think there are like 12 characters in this game. There are a
So,
bunch of
no.
characters.
One fewer character than there are Sentinels.
Characters.
Excellent.
In the first game, I believe there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and if you count the bear, 16. So there are more than Earth Sentinels.
Excellent.
I'm sorry to do this to you. No, I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know much about this game other than I've seen that bear
Oh,
before.
you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn.
Oh no. Okay, I guess we go and learn.
We're gonna go to I forget what the school is called, but we're gonna go to Danganronpa school.
Great. Next up, Danganronpa : Trigger Happy Havoc. Thanks, Steam and the internet,
Yippee!
for making this playable. Not just something we have to go on an old, decrepit forum to learn about. Okay, thank you, Pete.
Yeah. Excited for the next one?
Thank you, Em.
Thank you. It will be an experience. Will it be a good one? I don't know.
Okay. Trigger Happy Havoc, not Ultra Despair Girls. Got it.
No, not Ultra Despair.
Thank you. Thank you, listeners. Reminder, you can get in touch with the show. deeplistens.libsyn.com. We have our comment sections, and deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. And you can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. Until next time, peace.